Hi everyone, thanks for choosing my channel to see how to repair this 2011 Chevrolet Malibu LT driver's side window. Today I'm going to be replacing this whole window right here. So first we need to remove this door panel. That will require us to use some pry tools. We'll also need a torque set, a T25 specifically. So to remove the door panel, what I recommend is, first off, you're going to need to remove this plastic piece back here. And you can do that by using a pry tool, just inserting it like so. If you have like a pick, that would work even better. And that will just come right on out. That's what that looks like there. Okay. So once that is out, you can now see that bolt, which I believe is a 10 millimeter. You also need to first off remove this clip right here. You just need to loosen that off. This will stay connected to this. You can also move that. There's your two T25s, and then once we take off this cover here, this piece will remove. There will be two more, I believe, T25s that will bolt the panel to the door. You also need to remove these two little grommets here. And yeah, we'll just go ahead and remove those. You can just use a pry tool started. As you can see, I kind of already pried them out, but they're super easy to get out. Okay. Alright guys, so I went ahead and removed the two T25s immediately in this plastic cover here. And so once you have that out, you'll just be able to pull it up. And then you'll be able to slide it back, pull up and then back like that. And then you'll see your three connectors there that we'll need to remove. And there's our two T25s that we need to remove, and then we'll have the ability to pull this door panel off. Alright guys, so I just disconnected the three connectors there. This one's a little unique. You have to push in on that piece. That'll be jetting out right there, and then these other two, very easy, just pinch and pull out. But yeah, let's go ahead and remove those two now. Alright guys, so to get off the panel, right now all that was holding it on there were just some grommets. So I used these two pry tools, and I started on the sides and kind of got some leverage pulling in there and on this side as well. The bottom was the real issue. You just have to yank it off, nothing's going to get broken in there. That's kind of what it looks like in the back. You can see those grommets and those connectors there. So yeah, there's a few of them just along the bottom in there, and then you'll just lift up. And I'll probably need two hands for this, but yeah, you know what, let's go ahead and disconnect that. That might be, well, we'll need to disconnect that eventually anyways, but there's that. We'll also need to disconnect our door release that connects to the handle, and then this will just come off over it, and this will stay here. Alright guys, so my apologies, it's not that clip, it'll be this one down here. So I'm trying to balance these two, but what you're going to need to do is that you'll pinch right here, and then you'll pull back that clip, and then that will just come right on out. I'll need to use two hands for that. Alright guys, so I just disconnected that. You just want to pull towards pull that towards the panel and going to the right there. That will get that disengaged there. I took my pliers. They look pretty nasty right now. And then what I did, what you need to do is pinch right here on this side and that side at the same time. And you'll just be able to pull that out. And then pull out the cable here. And then your door panel will be free. And as you can see, there's the plastic film. Okay guys, so once you take your pliers and you'll push in at these 2 points right here. Let me focus in on those. So right there, and that will be right here. So this piece goes through here and then connects to there. So just focus on pulling back this black portion here, and then you'll just pry out the metal wire here and then pull up here. So again, you'll just push in, pull out the black piece. This will still be connected here, but if you pull back the black piece far enough, you'll be able to do this. Okay, and now our door panel is free. Here's what it looks like. Alright guys, so I've been just kind of started here and prying my way around. I'm trying to keep the adhesive to the door so I know where this will fit on. It's not rocket science, see if it comes off, but really would not like to replace this gasket here. It seems like it's sticky enough that that'll work, but I know that you can replace that, and if not, at least use some duct tape, which is probably what I'll resort to if some areas get pretty bad. But yeah, there's just that gasket that goes around there that seals this to it. This adhesive, I mean, and then there's just a few more pieces randomly throughout here. And so, yeah, this pry tool's helped me kind of remove some of that. So I'm going to finish that and then remove it and see what's under there. Alright guys, so you're actually going to want to keep things connected so that you can lower your window. So if you actually just start off with lowering your window about 3 inches, yeah, about 3 inches, that should bring down the window so that you can see these brackets here. I'll have these 2 bolts. This one's almost off here and pretty short, so you'll take those off there, set them to the side, which will bring us to this next stage. Alright guys, so the next step here is to lower the mechanism. So just lower the window, and then you're going to start pulling out, and then that will slide down off that track over there in the front. You'll angle it and see how it's now angled. It's got the space here. You'll go ahead and just pull up like so, and you'll get it out. Okay, so I just got out the old window here. Here it is. You can see it's cracked all along here, but it'll have these 2 brackets. Tip for getting it out was just like I said. You'll go ahead and just lift it off the track in the front for the small portion in the front here, and kind of put it towards this side of the door in the inside, and then you'll go ahead and just start pulling up, and then once you get up to a certain point, you need to start pulling it close to this part of the door, and then you'll just be able to keep angling it up and out in this type of motion. Okay, so here's my new glass right here. I just put it against the old one just to make sure that's the same fit, and make sure the brackets were placed correctly. I feel like that's something that the factory could mess up. It came in a box like this, just inside of this little box as well, inside that box, just with that bubble wrap. So it's got to be pretty resistant, but I've heard, just be really careful not to flex the glass too much when you put it in the door. Don't want it to shatter. Luckily this is laminated, so it should just crack like that if you were to do that, but still gonna avoid that at all costs. Alright guys, so I got the window back in. My recommendation is start with the front tip, or this side. Angle it down, keeping it close to this part of the door frame, and then kind of slide it in there. Make sure that you're putting it in the right groove here in between. You'll see the space down there, especially if you have like a headlamp on your head to help see down in there. Definitely do recommend that. And then just make sure that with the two plastic fittings that are on the glass, that they like to get caught up on this sill, and just watch out for that. So yeah, make sure that it aligns and fits flush into here. Maybe pull it up and down, just make sure they don't drop the glass so that it misses the track, and then I'd hate to see that break, and I'm sure it's not very fun to try to fish back up, but probably not the hardest thing either. But yeah, let's go ahead and make sure that I have it on the right track. It might be good to, it looks like I'll need to bring back up the window to easier do that. And before maybe I screw it in, I'll definitely make sure that it's not off track, because that's very easy to have happen, but also an easy fix to make as well. So a quick note that I wish that I would have known. It pays to actually keep these bolts in here, at least a little bit on there. Obviously they do have to be loose enough so that the plastic clips on the new window can slide into, and that the old one can slide out. But yeah, you'll want to keep those in there, otherwise it's a pain to get that one with this limited amount of space to clamp when you have the window on there. So another tip is to get it aligned right, is to bring it all the way up. Make sure that, so pull it all the way up with your hands, and then turn the car on a little bit, not all the way, but so that it gets power, and then bring up the pulley system so that it's pressing into there. Make sure that it's seating correctly on both sides, and then slowly lower it back down and tighten it, and then test it a few times up and down. Make sure that it's hitting the sills right on both sides, and that it's not, it shouldn't have any unusual new friction. It should be pretty much exactly the same fit. So yeah, hope that helps. Alright, so another tip, don't over tighten those bolts, as they do have rubber, it still can cause enough pressure to clamp onto the window. If you over tighten it, I'm sure that could crack. So once you feel it snug, don't go more than just a quarter turn with your ratchet there. So yeah, I tightened it down sufficiently. Let's see how it does. And since I'm a perfectionist, I'm definitely going to maybe make one more adjustment to this, but pay attention to these sills right here. Shouldn't be folding any strange way. Same for that side. So it should be lining up and just fitting snugly into that groove there. Recommend that you make the window go up and down a few times and listen to any strange friction it may be having, but honestly mine seems to be good, but I'm going to make sure that's good. And then, yeah, just put everything back. Put the protective plastic cover on there. Make sure that it's sealing up right. Flip this to that and then loop it through the hole and click these two pins into that. And yeah, bolt that back here, clip this back into it and make sure that that's forward. And yeah, putting back on, just make sure that the plastic door panel goes over the top first, making sure that goes over that, and then just work on the main outside fasteners, and then lastly do all the bolts and the things that we did first. So yeah, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll do a last clip at the end once I'm done to just see the final product. Alright, there's everything put back together. Just make sure that when you put on the door panel that you notice that this part on the door panel, when you're aligning the top first, make sure that goes as far down as you can. It looks like mine may still need to go down a little bit more, but on the inside you really can't tell, and it doesn't seem to harm any performance with anything, so no big deal there. Just try to get that the best you can. But yeah, just gonna remove these stickers with some Goo Gone or something, and it's good to go. Like and subscribe. Thanks.